Hello, Stewart Stars. This is your principal, Audra Goodman, coming to you with this week's Star Review. And this week, I want to share a little bit about myself and how it shaped me as a leader. So I was raised by my grandparents, the two most amazing people that I think ever lived. And to this day, I feel incredibly fortunate that they stepped up and they took me on when they absolutely didn't have to. They were amazing, amazing parents. They were deeply involved in every part of my life. They played with me, they read to me, we had wonderful daily conversations. We took adventures and did all sorts of fun stuff. But the one place you would rarely ever see them was at a school. They didn't volunteer, they didn't stop by the office, they didn't attend school events. Looking back, I don't even think they went to my high school graduation. And it wasn't because they didn't care. They cared more deeply than any people you could imagine. But my grandpa was a veteran of 3 wars, and he struggled with what I now is understanding as PTSD probably, which made crowds and public places tough for him. My grandmother just often felt at a place where we lived, and at that time, it was uncommon to see grandparents raising a child. She was worried that she didn't belong. She felt older. She didn't feel connected to anybody. It's hard to meet people. And I remember how it felt when people asked me things like, well, where's your mom or where's your dad? I didn't always have the words to explain, and I definitely know that she didn't either. Both my parents also had very limited formal education. Neither of them went beyond middle school. And school systems were super overwhelming and unfamiliar to them. There's a lot of school speak that can be a lot for people to take in, and they just didn't get school, and they didn't know how to engage in ways that made them feel comfortable. So they just weren't around for that part. Now, I share this story because it really shaped how how I am right now as a leader. I don't want schools to feel like that because I want every single child to feel seen and heard and involved. And I want the same thing for every single family. Everybody deserves that. We welcome you as you are. We don't care what your family situation is or what's going on. If you're a guardian, a grandparent, an aunt, no matter what your situation is, it's important that you feel comfortable because you have a right to have a voice in your child's education. And that begins with us working together and trusting each other. The connection we make builds a foundation for your student to be successful. I like to be super intentional about creating opportunities for people to come into the school. Fun evening events like we're having this month. Warm welcomes when you see us. We want to build that so you feel comfortable asking questions, talking to us, and so your kids can see us partner because that is going to make a huge difference in the quality of education that they receive. I am so honored to be your principal, and I'm so honored that you trust me every day with your most precious item, your kiddo. So I really look forward to this partnership. I look forward to getting to know everybody this year. It's going to be an amazing year. All right, our star support parent tip this week is about stress. So there is such thing as positive stress. This builds resilience in children, allowing them to experience and then recover from small disappointments and challenges is really, really huge and important. Life is filled with disappointments, and as we get older, those disappointments get bigger. So things like not getting a desired toy or not getting our way or having to go to the doctors or getting up when we're really tired. These are all things that are going to teach them resilience and become essential in them learning how to thrive. So as a parent, I know it's tempting to want to jump in and just fix everything, but please don't. Let them experience that stress, and in the end, that's going to be more helpful to them. We don't want you to just fix it. So positive stress is really a muscle builder. Positive stress is not something to avoid. It is an opportunity, and the more you see it as an opportunity, your child's going to become emotionally resilient and strong. Recognize the difference between good and bad stress. Any kind of stress that is short-term, manageable challenges like getting in a little bit of trouble at school or home, learning a new skill, having to fight through homework, that's beneficial, as opposed to chronic and overwhelming stressors that can be harmful. And embrace opportunities for minor setbacks. Don't view them as a negative. View them as a positive. Let your child fail. Let them fail forward, like not winning a game or making a mistake. It happens. It's a valuable learning experience that teaches our children how to adapt and recover. All right, some reminders for next week. We don't have a whole lot. I do want to remind you that every Monday will be late start and doors don't open until 10:20. For the rest of the week, doors open at 9:20. And just a reminder that we don't have supervision before those times, so just be aware of that, or remind your kiddos to just wait and hang out up front, and please don't climb trees or run around or do anything, because there's not grown-ups out there quite yet. And then the Flamingo is on the 25th. It's from 5 to 7 in the evening. It's a lot of fun. It's free. Bring the whole family. There's games. There's a good time. And then the second hour, you get to go in and you get to talk to the teacher, hear about what your kid's learning, see their classroom now that it's all set up for them. It's just a great connection opportunity. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. You have a great week. And remember, stars will always rise.